It's freaking devlog time. Just like the title said, I got pretty much like a quarter of the gameplay done for my game last week. Anyways, if you haven't seen my last video, you should definitely check it out because it explains this game that I'm working on. Anyways, let's get into the actual work I've gotten done this week. The first thing I finished was making this really fancy ray grabbing system. This is really nice because before, it would select or interact with the closest thing to you, but now that it's a raycast, it'll actually select the thing that you're looking at. It's kind of like the Force, but if Obi-Wan was a bean, and the Force was a remote transform 3D node, and he shot lasers out of his eyes. So it's not like the Force, but I still put it in the game anyways. After that, I made this pretty epic fridge. Why is it just a really tall cube? Well, because I suck at making 3D models and I couldn't be bothered to make anything good, so this is the best you're going to get. It also has this really nice UI that lets you select any of the base food materials, which means that now, the basic food making loop is pretty much done. The next thing I did was probably one of my favorite things to develop. Before this feature, the customers would just teleport to their spots at the table instead of walking there. This is fine for making sure everything works for the table, but it doesn't look very good. So then I went through the process of learning path navigation in Godot, and this was the result. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I think it looks good. I did encounter a couple bugs though, but I fixed them and now it's working pretty well. Thanks, Godot. Remember when I said, because I suck at making 3D models and I couldn't be bothered to make anything good, so this is the best you're going to get? Yeah. Well, on the next feature, I decided to change that. My idea for this game is that each country, or level, will have 3 different foods that you have to make. And since I'm doing Italy first, I decided that the first 3 foods would be lasagna, pizza, and spaghetti. But in order to do this, I couldn't do basic shapes like spheres and cubes like I was doing before. No. I had to make these actually look like food. So I got to work making some of the best food I think I've ever seen, if I do say so myself. Just look at that melted cheese. Oh, and the sauce. Anyways, yeah, I made the food. So now that we have better food and customers walking, I think it's time that we update these print statements. Before, for debugging purposes, I was just printing out the orders from the customers. But, well, that doesn't really work when you're making a game for other people to play. So I got to work making these floating UIs for the tables. And they turned out really well, and I'm pretty proud of how it went. They even do a little strike-through effect when you finish that order. But Godot, if you're watching this, please fix your rich text label. It is so difficult to make anything look good with it. Okay, so now we're on to the last thing I wanted to do, and that was making the ray picking look just a little bit better. It was kind of hard to tell what you're looking at, and it didn't really communicate at all what you could actually interact with, so I put a little outline shader around it, and now it looks pretty good. But instead of making this shader myself, I decided to utilize someone else's resources, if you know what I'm saying. And so now, thanks to all these unfinished projects, this actually looks really good now. Anyways, this is all I have for this week, but I do have one thing to say. Y'all cooked on the last video, like, actually, what the heck. I know that this doesn't look like a lot to you guys, but this is actually crazy growth for me, and I'm super happy that you guys are excited about this. And I really do hope that I can deliver this game to you guys. And so I also made a Discord server, and I also do a little bit of streaming on Twitch, so if you want to check those out, both links are in the description. So that actually wraps up this video for this week. Next week, I will be starting school, so I'm gonna have to maybe move to a video every other week schedule, but I'm really not sure. I really wish I could do a video every week, but at this point, I just don't know if that's possible. Anyways, if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, put any feedback that you have in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next devlog.